Welcome to a friendly discussion about Black women's struggle, journey, and triumph. As we overcome our history, you may celebrate every victory here with me, your host, Becca, on the Black Girls Unite podcast, where you can listen even while cleaning. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Black Girls Unite on Living a Soft Life. 20 very realistic self-care tips, episode 3. What is a soft life? What is this soft girl era? You may have seen it trending online, on social media, or your friends or peers may speak about it or attempt to begin living a soft life. Well, for starters, I looked up this definition and a lot of them say a lot of different things, but the best one that I personally found is from the Urban Dictionary from someone named Hardin, and they define soft life as the act of simply living a life with less stress, worry, and concern, making better decisions that benefit your overall well-being. You don't prioritize fitting in, following trends. You're just here to live your divine purpose. My health is more important than stressing over how much money I'll make doing this job. I live a soft life. I don't care if everybody wakes up at 6 a.m. to go for a jog. I want to sleep in. I live a soft life. End that definition. So you got to do what's best for yourself is what I get from that. And your soft girl era doesn't just have to be one moment, one season. It can be the beginning of the rest of your life. And it isn't about following what everybody else is doing. You may have seen the popular 4 a.m. morning routine trending on YouTube, but you don't have to do that yourself. If that doesn't work for you, if that time and getting up that early isn't your thing, then you don't have to do it. Hey, if you have an 8-hour, 10-hour, 12-hour shift ahead of you at work, then go ahead and get that sleeping girl and wake up at 8 a.m. You don't need to wake up 4 hours earlier just to get that TikTok or that YouTube clip. Okay, I have been waking up early, but guess what? I'm gonna go to sleep early. If I'm waking up early 5-6 a.m., then I'm gonna go to sleep around 8-9 p.m. because I'm gonna get my full 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep. But if I do go to sleep late anytime past midnight, then I'm definitely gonna be snoozing my alarm clock 5 times in the morning because I'm gonna get every last bit of sleep that I can squeeze in. I don't know about you all, but I'd be setting 10 alarms in the morning and I still snooze. Let me know if that's y'all. But self-care is caring for yourself, doing something for yourself, not for anybody else. And I know a lot of people may say oh, my self-care is helping people. Oh, I love helping people. That just fuels me. That just keeps me going. That is just my purpose. Well, kudos, awesome to you. That is your purpose, of course. But the key word that is included in there is people. And you've got to help yourself too. And according to the Oxford Dictionary, self-care is defined as the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. So this is for yourself. This isn't for anybody else. And the thing, as Black women and Black girls, I feel like self-care isn't necessarily taught within our community. It's something that may be seen among other races or online from different people. But for us, self-care is important as well. And if your loved ones specifically instructed you to practice self-care, then shout out to them for sure. But I feel like for me, as a child, after school, I would be taking a nap. Okay, y'all got me waking up at 6 in the morning to go get on this bus at 7:30 in the morning. Then school starting at 8:25 and then ending at 3:25 or 3:15, whatever it was, 8 hours every day. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go home and take me a nap. Even as a child, for me to even go on with the rest of my evening and even do schoolwork and eat and stuff, I'm gonna have my nap because y'all had me waking up before the crack of dawn, before the sunrise come up. So guess what? I deserve to sleep. And people be talking smack to kids. They be like, you don't pay no bills. Why you sleeping on the couch? Or why you sleeping in your room? Get up and do XYZ. But who don't deserve a nap? My little body just came into the world, okay? We all need naps. But what I'm trying to say is you're never too young or too old to take care of your human body needs. Now, as I'm an adult and Any one of us who have responsibilities, whether it's school, work, cleaning, being a mom, a wife, whichever, you have to know that one of your responsibilities is taking care of yourself too. I know we make take care of everybody else around us, but if we ain't good, then nobody else gonna be good. But if we good, then everybody else gonna be good. So we have to take care of ourselves, and it's not selfish to take care of yourself at all. So if there's any misconceptions that self-care is just being selfish, conceited, self-centered, no. It is caring about myself, because I'm a human being too, and nobody may understand truly what that self-care looks like, but I can. And then at the same time, you got to figure out what works for you. So maybe you don't know specifically what you should practice in your self-care routine, but I'm here to give you 20 self-care tips, and you can do some of these or all of these or none of this list, but this may provide you inspiration to begin your next self-care routine, okay? So these are all things that I have done in my life. I have done recently, and some of these I continue to practice in my self-care regimen that I do today. So let's get started with number 1. The first self-care tip I have for you is to rest. Give yourself a break. It is important to just breathe. Sit back, lay down, and be still. Don't read any emails, scroll through social media, just dim your lights or turn the lights completely off. Light up a candle if you want to. Just meditate and be at peace and at one with yourself. This will allow you to recharge. And if you're a person that works or has school and you have a day off, enjoy your day off. Do not utilize that day off to then do the busiest stuff and run all your errands and literally work so hard, just as you would on the day you're not off. I advise when you're really off, enjoy being off. Seriously, please. My second self-care tip for you all is to eat healthy. Healthy eating. Whether this is you going out to eat at your favorite spot, that's like a nice salad bar, salad restaurant, or eating your favorite fruits and vegetables, or cooking homemade food. But when you consume healthy food, I feel like it has a correlation with your mental state as well. Like if you consume a bunch of junk food, right? A bunch of fast food and all this greasiness, like sometimes it may taste good for sure. Trust me, I eat fast food and junk food too, but like there's a point where it's like I be feeling bad, like I feel slower. But when I'm eating food that I make, and in healthy food, fruits and vegetables and salads, I begin to feel a lot lighter with more energy and faster to be productive throughout my day. I love me a good salad. Like, I've been making some homemade salads that's pretty bomb. Like, let me tell you, you can really add anything you want to a salad. You can add boiled eggs, you can add chicken, you can add bacon bits, tomatoes, carrots, onions, raisins, what else? Whatever your favorite dressing is. You can add tortilla chips, you can add pretzels. I'm pretty sure there's not a thing you can't add. Of course, cheese, even shrimp I've seen get added to salads, so you can make it really nice. And at the same time, your main base in the salad is lettuce and vegetables and healthy stuff. But you can add that flavor, you know what I'm saying? And the third self-care tip I have for you is to laugh. I'm the guru of laughing. Like, people be asking me all the time since I've been a baby, like, why are you laughing, or what is funny, or you laugh so much. But for me, like, this is my personal go-to. Like, I love to laugh. I love the feeling of laughing. It brings me joy. And even if nothing's funnier going on, I'll look up funny videos on YouTube and I'll watch a YouTuber that I even know that's funny if they upload it, or find a video of theirs and then laugh at it, because it just makes me feel good and it's part of my self-care. So I feel like if you have like a favorite comedian or podcaster, whoever that's pretty funny, listening to them, that humor, it helps me relieve stress. Laughing does. So self-care tip number 4 I have is cleaning, tidying up your space. So just freeing and decluttering your space, making your bed can also be a parallel to freeing and decluttering your mind as well too. And cleaning is also satisfying. Like, I don't know about you, but if something's a mess and I clean it up, I just feel so aesthetically pleasing. Like, it just looks aesthetic. Like, feel even better. And I feel like, wow, now my space is clean, so that can equate to my mind being clean. Number 5 I have is writing. Release what's on your mind and even read it out loud back to yourself if you can. I love to write poetry, and I fell in love with poetry since 2018. So I definitely use poetry as an outlet for myself to express myself, to break down what it is I'm feeling in a creative way, in a creative process. But you can definitely write, whether that's with a pen and paper, pencil paper, or electronically on phones. They have so many notes apps if you have an Apple device, and also I'm sure you can download different variations of note-taking apps like Google Docs or Microsoft Notes. And I feel like when we keep so much stuff into our mind, into our head, it like takes up so much space. So we need a way to release all of that. It's almost like, you know how electronic devices have a gigabyte storage. So for example, let's say you have a phone, it has 64 gigabytes. When it reaches that storage full capacity, it can't download or process any more data. It cannot really fully function to the best of its ability because the storage on that electronic device is so maxed out. Imagine like our mind, when we fill it with so much information, so much things we need to memorize, reminders and constant things that we're going through, or our feelings, our emotions, our experiences. It's like almost like our mind may not be able to even process beyond a certain limit, or then it's just so much things that we have to remember that we end up forgetting things because our mind is so full with all these issues and situations. And it's like, it's a whole lot going on now, okay? We're still in a pandemic or coming out of, and it's inflation going on and all of these sickness and diseases. Like, it's a lot to process in our minds. Writing that out or typing that out would be good. Let me pause right there. I do want to say everyone's self-care may look different. So what makes you feel good may not be what the next person prioritizes or prefers. But we all get tired, overwhelmed, and stressed out. But the real question is, how do we alleviate our stress? What brings us back to our center self? And there's a few different ways you can break it down. And a psychologist actually came to one of my classes, and she told us about 4 different ways that you can break down which sort of type of self-care is prominent or the best for you that people do. So for one, she said numbing. So it's like you numb yourself from like feeling or trying to escape from reality or the world, and just kind of like escaping from your feelings. And that could be like stepping away from something physically or even mentally. So attempting to put a pause on things by napping, binge watching TV shows, or playing video games. It's something that's absorbing your time and you're putting all your time in. It's like you'll deal with it later type of thing. Secondly, she said self-care, which is what I'm talking about here. But it's just basically like things for the mind, the body, things that you do for your own self. So it's like personal things like journaling, walking outside, or for me, playing basketball is one of the things I like to do. And then thirdly, she said collective care. So it's like having quality time with the people you love. For me, that'd be my husband, or even hanging out with my parents. And for you, that could be your pet or your friends or anything like that. And then fourthly, she said soul care. So this is things you do for your soul. It could be spiritual, praying to God, listening to spiritual podcasts, or going to church, things that you fuel your soul with. So yeah, I just wanted to give a bit of those gems that I heard in class last semester at my college. But let's move on to my list. And I have, for number 6 is hydrate. Stay hydrated. And some people may have a hard time drinking water, and I used to be one of those people, like for sure. You couldn't get me to drink a bottle of water for nothing until I began playing sports, basketball specifically. I definitely had to stay hydrated. But a lot of people don't like water because it tastes like literally nothing, which I understand, I do get. So you might need something that motivates you, whether that's setting a reminder on your phone every so hours. If you purchase an inexpensive cute water bottle, and it's like it has the time markers on there, so you can like see by 12 p.m. this is how much I should drink, by 5 p.m. this is how much I should drink. And so you could carry it to work, school, or the gym. And for me, I did purchase a sleek, cute, golden marble looking water bottle from Amazon that I will have it linked down below. And for me, that bottle is so cute. Like, I love it. It's 32 ounces, and that bottle has the hours of the day listed on it. And I've been using it so far for 6 months and counting, and it has kept me on track to drink water, and it has lasted through the dishwasher, and I feel even more motivated to drink water because of a cute bottle. I know that probably might seem weird, but for me, the aesthetics is like everything. If you're one of those people that want an aesthetically looking bottle instead of just a regular, Deer Park or Aquafina, Kroger purified looking plastic bottles, then get you a little upgrade, okay? Number 7 I have is reduce one stressor. Reduce one stress in your life, okay? Because you may have a lot on your plate. And the truth is, everyone is busy. And we work full-time, part-time, or in school full-time, or you're starting a business. You obviously have a family, and you're managing your relationships and friendships. It's just a lot of things, and God knows what else to add on top of the plate, but be on the plate, okay? Unexpected things. If you're doing so much or trying to start so many things or pursue so many things, I would advise just reducing one of those. I'm not saying eliminate it completely off the table, but just give something a little back burner. Just, even if it's for a little while or for the time being, but if it's a lot that you're dealing with, definitely take one thing and put it to the back. Not out of the equation, but just slide that on back there. But number 8 is healthy boundaries. Girl, you can say no. Okay? You don't have to say yes every time your friend wants to go out or your coworkers are trying to get to know you outside of work. Because, hey, you can set that boundary. Like, hey, I just want to be coworkers. You can tell your friend, like, hey, I understand you want to go out every Friday, but like Friday is my off day and I'm gonna need some days off just to myself. But we can check back in next week and go out next week. Okay. I used to be one of those people that said yes to a lot of things. Like, it was hard for me to say no, especially if it's people that I care or love about, or people that depend on me or count on me or expect for me to tell them yes to whatever it is. But you know what? We not doing that no more, okay? Boundaries. It's not a bad thing to set boundaries, and you're not a bad person for setting boundaries. In fact, it is limiting you from stressing yourself thin and spreading yourself wide for things that you can't even keep up with, okay? And number 9 is time for yourself, okay? Each day, set a little time for yourself, even if it's not long. Nobody else is in the room with you, whether that's when you first wake up, you go out to the living room, or if it's just before you go to sleep, just before you're winding down. Just be by yourself. Just let your thoughts and your feelings process. You shouldn't always be with somebody or everybody 24 hours out of the day. At least dedicate 5 minutes just alone, okay? Have your me time. Number 10 is nature. For me, I love the outdoors. I love nature. It sucks that it's currently winter, so it's a bit cold to be just outside and at the parks and walking or jogging outside, but that is like my favorite thing to do. And even if it's just stepping outside of your home for just a minute, you're literally stepping outside just to breathe in that fresh air or just to look at the sky or to hear the birds chirping. It's something about that is so calming and soothing to me. Like, if I'm ever stressed or have my nerves or anxiety up, I just breathe the fresh air outside and I'm like back to cool, calm, and collected. The great thing about self-care is it's interchangeable. You don't have to stick to only one act of self-care, although you absolutely can, but it's completely optional on what you decide to do. So if any of these things, you're like, I would never do that, or should I only do one form of self-care? No, you can do plenty. And number 11 I have is when you look good, you feel good. It is doing my hair each day. It is applying lip gloss, filling in my eyebrows, and dressing up nice, because when I look good, somehow it just automatically makes me even feel good. But it's just like you step out with more confidence, or you even feel and more confident too. If you usually end up not having time to do your makeup or change your hairstyle, it's doing the extra thing to make you feel better about yourself. Or if you don't have time to deep wash your hair, maybe all you do is just a quick shampoo. Now actually detangle your hair and actually shampoo and condition. Go the extra step. Do the extra thing that you wish you would do if you had more time. Add it to your routine. Number 12, take yourself out on a day, okay? Whether you want to go to the movies, parks, a restaurant, nail salon, a spa, a massage, It is okay if you are going out by yourself. It's okay to date yourself. Okay, that is self-love, and that is taking care of yourself. Trust me. Like, it'll be fine. Even if you don't want to sit at the restaurant inside, if you pick up to go and then come back home and turn on your favorite show or movie, that's good enough. Like, okay, or set up your dining table all cute, light up some candles, or put some flowers, and it's a little date to yourself. Number 13, decompress. Please unwind from your day at work, school, internship, volunteering, an event, running errands, or just from any type of long day, okay? Because it's one thing about it, when you step into the house, like, you definitely want to separate what just happened in the day. Of course you can talk about it, of course, but it's like when you automatically come from a long day and you just get into the house, like, for me, I have to decompress. Like, I am the decompress queen. One thing about it is I'm gonna say I need to decompress, because that is my boundary. That is me knowing myself, like, hey, my mind is full. I need to, like, release the energy from just the work or school place, wherever I was in general. And I want to say, like, decompress is really like chilling, like relaxing, or just taking a moment to yourself. Like, it's not you just had a productive day and then you just jump right into your house when you get home, doing all these work things you didn't finish, or trying to start on these school assignments right away. Like, just pause, please. Even if it's like 10-15 minutes, just decompress, okay? Please. And number 14 I have is asking for help. I know you're Miss I can do it all by myself, I'm Miss Independent, but how does that give you time to breathe, relax, and decompress? I mean, how is that self-care if you try to do everything by yourself? Like, it is okay if you ask your mom to help you or watch your kids. It's okay to ask your husband to help you with household cleaning. It's okay to ask your teacher for an extension on a 10-page paper. It's okay to ask your friend, hey, can you help me finish my box braids? Like, we got a lot on our plate, and people might not be able to give us 5 hours at a time, but even if it's just a little bit, hey, that little bit helps. And while they're helping you with that, you can go ahead and do something else, or you can go ahead and take time to have a nap, take time to do your hair, take time to relax, whatever it is. Our plate is only so big. Like, it's just, think of a standard 14-inch plate, right? It's only so much room that can be stacked on top of that. Like, and at one point, our plate is going to start to lean or tip over. It's going to be so heavy to even carry. And we want to stop that plate from falling or leaving our hands. And it's totally normal and fine if you ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. In fact, it makes you even strong and courageous to ask someone to assist you. And it makes you self-aware and emotionally in tune with yourself, because you know your limits. So actually, you're courageous and you're emotionally intelligent, okay? Number 15 is exercise. We don't always need an exercise gym buddy. Even though it may be nice, I do love exercising with my husband, but also for me, I do need to exercise, period. Even if it's at my house, even if I go to a quick little gym, it could just be 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour-long workout, but something to increase your heart rate a little bit, okay? Get that sweat to start kicking in, okay? Even if you're dancing for 5 minutes straight or 10 minutes straight, however long you want to go. But one thing I've noticed for myself is when I exercise in the morning, especially, like, before getting my day even started, like, I always end up having a good day. And I couldn't figure out why, but then I realized it's because I already physically, like, put myself through what would end up being the most physical activity and probably pain for the whole rest of the day. So it sets my day up that nothing else can be harder than this workout that I just had first thing in the morning. So for me, preferably, I love to work out in the mornings, but we definitely do a little afternoon, evening workout a lot of times because I don't be feeling it in the mornings. But I just try to get the exercise in. Y'all, even if it's once a week, you can do it, girl. It's all a mindset. Like, all of these things I mentioned, it's just all about putting your mind to knowing that you are worth taking care of yourself. And it's like, sometimes you just have to start these things. Like, for example, this podcast. I've been wanting to start a podcast since the middle of last year. I've been, like, so nitpicking on things, and at one point I'm just like, girl, start it, okay? It may appear intimidating, whatever it is you want to begin, even when it's even for yourself, when it's even self-care, even when it's for exercising. But once you do it, the reward is so much greater, and you can say that to yourself, like, hey, I just did that, and be proud of yourself. And that's when I'm going into my next one. Number 16 is celebrate every win, big or small. Be proud of yourself, applaud yourself, give yourself a pat on the back, be your biggest cheerleader. Whether it is you got to work or class on time, whether you learned something new or you completed a project, you finished a task, give yourself kudos, like you did that. Celebrate every win, no matter what it is, because over here, our victories matter, okay? And that's what this podcast main intro I say is you may celebrate every victory with me. So if you have a victory that you feel like you accomplished or you want to share, please leave it down in the comments and I'll definitely respond. Back to with like celebrating every win and just not being so hard on yourself. Like, don't nitpick out like, well, I did this, but I could have did it better. Like, girl, you did it. And that's just that on that. And that's what they gonna get. And you did the best you could. Okay, girl? And number 17 is a vision board. You could do a paper one. You could do a poster or a Pinterest board. Whichever you prefer, whether that's technology, with the use of technology, or with the use of paper. They still sell it at the stores, right? I think they do have sheets of paper still. We haven't gone that far off the deep end where there's no paper at stores, but you can definitely make a vision board, a list of stuff and pictures of things or of yourself, for whether it's just for this year, it's still a new year, putting all your goals on one place, on one sheet that you can literally visualize and see it represented with a lot of pictures. And you can even find inspiration for vision boards online, cater to specific goals that you have in mind. But yeah, I've definitely done a vision board before and it's fun. And I did one with like this big poster that I still have, and I just took a lot of magazines and I was just flipping through magazines and I cut up the images or phrases that I wanted to put. And let me tell you guys, that vision board has already manifested. I made that vision board in late 2020 or early 2021, before I was even engaged or anything, and I had on there to be married. And y'all, I'm married. Speak it into existence. And that's one thing about me, you gotta manifest that, okay? Manifest it, say it out loud, write it down, make it a reality. It doesn't only have to remain a dream. Number 18 I have is listening to music. I love music, whether it's R&B, hip-hop, maybe a little rap, jazz music, classical, gospel music. I'm gonna listen to it. Even throwback songs, for sure. I love the 90s, early 2000s era, for sure. And they don't make music like that no more, y'all. The music nowadays be about B's that, H's that. The substance be lacking, but one thing about R&B music, for the most part, is going to have a little bit of like storytelling in that, you know what I'm saying? But I even may listen to my old childhood favorite songs. Listening to your favorite childhood songs is so nostalgic, and that can also be so therapeutic. So I would definitely suggest that as well. And number 19, I have motivational speeches. Okay, you can record yourself giving yourself a pep talk and a motivational speech and play it back, or you can find the inspiration online. And you can literally look up right now on YouTube motivational speeches, and thousands of videos will come up. So that in itself may give you some motivation. And I have definitely done this for Faith, or being a Black woman, and it's so many good words of encouragement and advice that's out there. So number 20 is surround yourself with people who care about you and care about your self-care. If not, cut them off. Tell them kick rocks. Go ahead and walk out the door. Because you can't have a bunch of vampires just sucking up all your energy, your time, your efforts, your money. If they don't care about you, they definitely not going to care about you having self-care. And that's even ties back to boundaries. If you don't care about me, my self-care, or take offense to me saying I'm taking a self-care time or moment or day, then they need to back up home, because they don't care about your priorities and your self-care. And everyone should care about each other and our own self-cares. And that's a part of self-care too, is like who you surround yourself with, who is giving you that energy in your circle in your life, because that matters. So surround yourself with people that really love and care about you and your self-care, okay? And when Black girls unite together, the stronger we stand. Please engage with me if there's any other self-care advice that you have, tips and tricks that you do to embrace your soft girl life. Please leave them in the YouTube comment sections down below or answer them on the poll I will have up down below on Spotify, or email me at BlackGirlsUnitePodcast@gmail.com so I can add them to my self-care list and also share them with you all. And if you haven't already, check out McKenna Walker here on YouTube. Or if you're not on YouTube, it's free. And she is the epitome of self-care. She does Sunday resets and treats herself to all her self-care appointments or at-home self-care that she vlogs. And she does this all while being a full-time entrepreneur and mother of 3 boys. And I've been watching her for the past 2 years and counting, and McKenna Walker shows how she balances her self-care routine even into her busy schedule, and I love her channel, so please check her out on YouTube. You can find me on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube named Black Girls Unite. If you just search, it'll pop up, where I will have an upload for you every Wednesday. And you can follow my social media, which I have a TikTok named BlackGirlsUnitePodcast and a Facebook named Melanin Queens Pod, where you'll find on both of those platforms updates, behind the scenes, sneak peeks of new episodes, and we'll talk and have girl chat. Tune in to my next episode next Wednesday, where we'll talk about Black girls performing and having our own version of self-love, especially during the boot up Valentine's Day season that's coming around the corner. So I look forward to having you all there, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye y'all.